Okay, we back again in chapter 5. So bab 5 tamadun awal dunia. So the same topic is 5.1 4 lokasi tamadun awal dunia. Alright. So the next tamadun selepas kita sudah cover tamadun Mesopotamia dan tamadun Mesir purba, kita pergi ke tamadun Indus. Alright, tamadun Indus. So kamu boleh buka buku teks muka surat 100 hingga 101 ya. Ni kita kain mereka penti ipai mena sejarah ke pana. Open your textbook on page 100. Alright, so we're going to talk about tamadun. 我们要在讲的 new 另外一个的 tamadun。那个就是 Tamadun Indus, okay? Tamadun Indus. So Tamadun Indus terletak di lembah Sungai Indus, alright? Lembah Sungai Indus. So lembah Sungai Indus ini terletak di barat laut dan utara India, okay? It is taught in India, but dia berada di barat laut dan utara India. If you look inside your book, they have a map, ada peta, okay? Kan di mana su, napan you map. Alright, so tamadun Indus dia terletak di Sungai Indus. So start beside the river. 它开始在开始从那个海边不是海边，是河边那边。And 那个河边是dikelilingi surrounded, okay, surrounded by Banjaran Makran, okay, Banjaran Makran, Pergunungan Baluchistan, Punjab, dan Rajasthan di bagian timur, serta Kathiawar dan Gujarat di bagian tenggara. Okay, so which mean Tamadun Indus, 这个 Tamadun Indus 在这边 lembah Sungai Indus is being surrounded by a lot of mountain and hills. Okay, 很多山，很多高高的山 surrounding this area. Okay, so the name of the mountain or the name of the hills is this one: Banjaran Makran, Pergunungan Baluchistan, Punjab, Rajasthan, dan Kathiawar. Okay, serta Gujarat. Alright, so this is the name. So kalau dalam soalan bertanya apakah nama-nama gunung ataupun banjaran yang terletak di berdekatan dengan lembah Sungai Indus, you can answer using this answer. Okay, the names. Right. So Tamadun Indus bermula pada 2500 sebelum Masehi. So it start from 2500 sebelum Masehi. Dan sebelum Tamadun Indus ini berkembang menjadi sebuah bandar yang besar. Okay, it start as usual. It start with a small, 小个的kampung. Okay, start with a small kampung. Tetapi penduduk sana hidup secara nomad. Okay, so mereka berpindah randa. Okay, hidup secara nomad. Pada awal mula penduduk Tamadun Indus. Okay, before the city of the Tamadun Indus is being built. Alright, and then selepas mereka tahu bagaimana untuk membuat aktiviti pertanian, barulah mereka mula membentuk pertempatan kekal, a fixed home. Okay, they don't need to live in nomad lifestyle anymore. Jadi mereka melakukan pertempatan kekal di sepanjang Sungai Indus. Alright, so we move to the next one. Alright, Tamadun Indus, they have two seasons. One is the rainy season and another one is dry season. Okay, and both of these season is unpredictable. Kenapa? Dia mempunyai pusingan musim yang tidak tentu. It have the season cycle. Okay, season cycle, like if usual like the rainy season and then the dry season. Maybe in the 4-season country, maybe you can say that it is winter, fall, spring, and another one is what winter, fall, spring, and another one is what another one. So we can usually we can estimate the winter season is start from maybe October until January or something like that, we know when the season started, okay, and when it will end. But keadaan cuaca ataupun musim di tamadun Indus mereka tidak dapat predict. It is unpredictable because it has the um, it do not have the fixed season. I mean the season cycle. Okay, so macam juga lebih kurang macam di Sabah lah. Okay, di Sabah contohnya mungkin pada bulan selalunya pada bulan Januari hingga bulan Mac ialah waktu musim kemarau, and then selalunya usually from April until June or July is rainy season. Then the next following year is change. Okay, maybe start from December until February is dry season, and then from March until May is a rainy season. So it's unpredictable, just like that. Okay, maybe it also can be like okay, today going to be very hot, and then tomorrow going to be they're going to have a storm. Okay, a huge storm, something like that. Right, so unpredictable, tidak menentu, mempunyai pusingan yang tidak menentu di tamadun Indus pada waktu itu. Alright, and then pada musim hujan selalu terjadi banjir, dan banjir ini berlaku di luar jangkaan penduduk. Kenapa berlaku di luar jangkaan? Walaupun mereka tahu bahwa kalau hujan lebat, when there is a heavy rain, usually we can predict that they're going to have flood. Alright, but what happened during this time is because of the river flow. Okay, the river flow, lembah sungai pada waktu itu, the river flow is always changing. Okay, always changing, so they cannot predict, they cannot expect unless they have a very expert in weather, or to predict the weather, the expert. Okay, but during this time there have no people that really expert in predicting about the what is going on with the weather. Okay, jadi banjir berlaku di luar jangkaan sebab sungai kadangkala berubah arah, change the direction, and then hujan lembat berterusan menyebabkan banjir. This is normal lah. Heavy rain, the continuous heavy rain always will cause flood. Okay, dan juga musim kering dan juga musim hujan, both of this musim menyebabkan tanaman musnah. Okay, memusnahkan tanaman. So it's very struggling life lah, because they need to compete with the weather. Okay, compete with the weather to protect their crops, so they have harvest and food supply. Alright, and then next one. Alright, dalam tamadun Indus ada 3 aktiviti yang mereka lakukan. And the first activity that they always do and actively do and did ialah pertanian, as usual lah, pertanian. Okay, pertanian, aktiviti pertanian. So apakah aktiviti pertanian yang mereka lakukan? Mereka aktif menanam gandum, wheat, okay, wheat, kapas, cotton, dan juga barley. Alright, and then aktiviti pembuatan. Okay, aktiviti pembuatan. So pembuatan is like you do something， 你做一些东西啦，好像你要做屋子噶，你要做椅子噶，桌子噶，这样子。Okay, pembuatan. So pembuatan wujud aktiviti pembuatan barangan yang diperbuat daripada kapas dan juga besi dalam tamadun Indus. Okay, so they use cotton to make a thread. So the thread can be used to make a clothes. Okay, the clothes. So they have a lot of clothes during that time lah. And then besi. So they have a lot of iron or steel, something like that. Alright, and then they use that raw material to build something. Okay, and then aktiviti perdagangan pula tamadun Indus. So tamadun Indus mempunyai hubungan perdagangan dengan tamadun Mesopotamia. Kenapa? Sebab tamadun Mesopotamia dan juga tamadun Indus quite near with each other. very near, not very near lah, quite near. So dekat dengan antara satu sama lain. 靠近，他们俩这个 tamadun Indus 跟tamadun Mesopotamia 是靠近的，所以 easy for them to do trading business, perdagangan. Okay, so they have a very close relationship in terms of economy. Alright, and then okay, so di sini tamadun Indus mempunyai dua bandar terancang, yaitu Mohenjo-daro dan juga Harappa. Dan juga tamadun Indus mempunyai teknologi yang canggih, yaitu dari segi sistem perparitan dan pembentungan. Oke, pembentungan yang canggih. Right? So bandar terancang yang wujud pada waktu itu adalah Mohenjo-daro dan juga Mohenjo-daro dan juga Harappa. So let's talk about a little bit about Harappa. So we know about Mohenjo-daro become the central city of the tamadun Indus. So let's talk a little bit about Harappa. Okay, Harappa adalah bukti di mana penduduk telah mencapai tahap tamadun yang tinggi. So if you do not know what is the characteristic of civilization, you can refer back to the previous topic or previous chapter. What is the characteristic of a civilization? Okay, so dalam Bandar Harappa, it's a proof that the people in tamadun Indus already achieved the higher achievement in terms of tamadun civilization. Dan juga Bandar Harappa mempunyai dinding yang tinggi yang mengelilingi kota. So they built a huge and big wall and surrounded the city. Okay, why they want to build the wall? They want to protect the city from being attacked, and especially they want to protect the royalties. Okay, they want to protect the king and the royalty, the very important people. And then dalam Bandar Harappa juga mempunyai jalan raya, they have a road, dan juga mereka membuat rumah pelbagai size, small houses, big houses, medium houses, dan juga membuat rumah setinggi 3 tingkat, not just like Mesopotamia lah. Okay, mereka boleh buat rumah setinggi 3 tingkat. Okay, 3 floor. They have 3 floor. Okay, 3 floor houses, right? And then last but not least, ialah let's talk about the destruction, kemerosotan. Okay, so kemerosotan tamadun Indus bermula pada tahun 1750 sebelum Masehi. Kenapa tamadun Indus mula merosot? Why they're facing destruction is first because of the earth plate is moving, and because of the earth plate is moving, it caused a lot of earthquake. Okay, earthquake actively happen in that area during that time, dan juga menyebabkan banjir, flood. Alright, and then the worst part is why tamadun Indus mengalami kemerosotan ataupun destruction is because of these people attack Indus civilization. Okay, orang Aryan menyerang tamadun Indus. Sebab itulah tamadun Indus hilang dan hancur. Alright, so that's all for now. Thank you.